Denying their right to go to school is a violation of the teachings of Islam, not to mention the UN Charter and the multilateral framework of human rights. They are also profoundly detrimental to the future of Afghanistan. Mr. President, we are deeply horrified by the continued post-coup violence and instability in Myanmar. This is currently among Southeast Asia's and ASEAN's biggest strategic and humanitarian challenges in recent years. The barbarism and depravity inflicted upon the people of Myanmar is indefensible and goes against the values or principles shared by the peoples and the region, in the region and globally. The support of the international community, including the United Nations, is crucial to urge continuously and maintain the necessary pressure on the military authorities to reverse their course. Inasmuch as the principle of ASEAN centrality dictates the continued atrocities must end, Malaysia calls on Myanmar to immediately implement the ASEAN 5-point consensus towards achieving peace and stability in the country. ASEAN is navigating the rivalry between the major powers in the Asia-Pacific. Malaysia believes that any strategy undertaken should neither start nor exacerbate a race for dominance. Instead, such strategies should contribute to peace and stability, security and prosperity in the region. Mr. President, scientists have confirmed that the world has just experienced its hottest summer in history. We have heard Secretary General Guterres gravely declare that climate breakdown has begun. Even Malaysia is seeing an increase in adverse impacts of climate change, with increasing temperature, rising sea levels, intensified monsoons, and erratic weather patterns disrupting livelihood and degrading local ecosystems. As such, we have not a moment to lose. Malaysia is doing its part by developing low-carbon and renewable energy roadmaps to implement mitigating and adaptation strategies. The newly launched National Energy Transition Roadmap should aid us in achieving our NDCs as well as lighting the path towards our net zero aspirations. Discussions on climate change in the absence of equity, justice, and the necessary means to assist and empower countries to undertake greater climate action is an exercise in futility. We also urge the developed countries to fulfill their commitment of mobilizing $100 billion a year to support climate ambition endeavors of developing countries, while recognizing that trillions of dollars per annum will be needed in the near future. Mr. President, the 2023 SDG report has confirmed that we are falling behind, with nearly a third of the targets either at the state of inertia or worse, regressing. The global economy is also projected to continue to be weighed down by geopolitical uncertainties, supply chain disruptions, increase in commodity prices, as well as challenging financial conditions. This has widened the gap between economic growth and income, leading to a continuous disparity. As the growth in income fails to match economic growth, households become burdened with debt. We now have the super rich living side by side with the ultra poor. The contrast lies starkly in the things that matter: food on the table, shelter, access to quality education, healthcare. These factors cry out for drastic systemic reform a total reset of global institutions that impact our lives. Or else we will continue to face widening inequality, setting apart nations and peoples. Mr. President, we are concerned over the emergence of a new form of racism characterized by xenophobia, negative profiling, and stereotyping of Muslims. This is manifested in an alarming trend of hatred, intolerance, and acts of violence against Muslims and their sanctities. We are appalled by the legitimization of these acts under the feeble defense of human rights. Quran burnings are nothing but a clear Islamophobic act intended to incite hatred. Inaction in the face of such blatant provocation to a religion is simply irresponsible and sends a dangerous message to humanity. We must embody the values of acceptance, tolerance, and mutual respect. We must promote intercultural, inter-civilization, and interreligious understanding and cooperation. We must unite our faith in common cause to promote understanding and goodwill amongst our peoples and strengthen peace and harmony among nations. Mr. President, these are indeed tall orders, but that is the very reason we are here. I truly believe that no challenge, however formidable, is insurmountable if we secure the collective commitment of this global community, the member states of this august institution. What we need is trust and the conviction to make the world a better place, the will to work together on a platform of consensus and solidarity. Early this year, I introduced Malaysia Madani, a vision built on the pillars of core values that we believe are indispensable in any harmonious, thriving, and peaceful society. Compassion, ihsan and rahmah, respect, trust and amana, innovation, prosperity, and sustainability. These basic principles and moral values also apply in the context of our relations with other countries. Whether it is G7 or G20 or G77 or APEC or the world's largest FTA, there is no denying that multilateral collaboration is the sine qua non for any effective and sustainable resolution to the crises that the world is beset with. In this regard, it bears stressing that Malaysia's commitment to the UN and the multilateral system is born out of the strong conviction that all countries, no matter how big or small, rich or poor, strong or weak, have a common responsibility towards creating a better world for tomorrow. The world and our future it is what we envision and construct it to be. Malaysia believes we can achieve this through greater trust and strengthen multilateralism. The United Nations can be the vessel to take us from despondency to a brighter future, from uncertainty to optimism, and from vulnerability to resilience. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih Yang Amat Berhormat. On behalf of the Assembly, I wish to thank the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance of Malaysia for the statement just made, and I request protocol to escort His Excellency.